impact whatsoever. It's time to get into this game here. It's going to be Team Falcons on the blue side up against Onic Esports on the red. And it looks like it's going to be a fast jungle clear for Onic Esports with the help of the Jawhead and the smart missiles.
Amazing crossover jungling from both sides. Real quick look at the emblems here. Little Wanderer scored by Kyle TZ. So that is the map slowly edging more towards Team Falcons. What do you put on carries these days? Oh, tenacity. Okay, wants to trade blows with Marco, huh?
I think doesn't have much of a choice in that sector. Can't really space Marco as nicely as you would do compared to other marksmen, especially with the way that you can reposition yourself with a Rondo as well. It's going to be hard to land a single light wheel.
Look at Ogren. Oh, he's in trouble. That's it. First blood drawn by Onic.
Interesting. So yeah, again, this is the main issue that we're going to be seeing throughout the game. They're going to be looking towards, hey, where is Keyboy going to go? And they have to make a hard read. And if somebody's caught off guard, Onic can really use that attention, that resource of attention to punish their opponents.
Kyle TZ pulling the surge fast enough to avoid getting ejected into oblivion. Onic Esports picking up the pace. Man, this is momentum from game one.
Well, let's see how long the momentum is going to last, right? Because now that Team Falcons are aware that Onic Esports understands what they're doing with this Jawhead, they need to really start taking their time and follow back to the fundamentals, right? Check every single one of these bushes. Give up this first turtle. No point fighting it at this point in time. The most we can do is just threaten it.
All right. Onic Esports, quick, major objective, lower quarter. Immediately picking up the pace. It's a much cleaner game compared to game one for Onic.
Yeah, look at this. Even Onic, we've got Lippy just double checking the jungle just to ensure where Kyle TZ is on the map and where in his rotational path, his jungle clear he's going to be in. And as soon as Keyboy hits level 4, I want to see whether it's going to adjust how fast Onic Esports is going to play, or are they just going to keep it up of, okay, Severo, pick up double waves. Let's keep on with a Kyrie train here. Package him well, and then ship him off into the Falcon Esports' backline.
Yeah, that's something we did not talk much about in the draft is Onic Esports, the lineup they have is even if you're not getting anything, like no big major fights, you're still doing something.
Oh, yeah.
You're leading up to something. You scale so good in the gold lane, and you're farming out of your mind in the jungle. The rest are just utility towards that.
Right now, so far so good for Kyle, at least. Level 6 to level 6, despite getting that early clear coming in from Kyrie. With the help of Keyboy, Super Marco currently the top of the gold leaderboard, which is good to see. So Team Falcons are keeping up with Onic despite the first blood being given over. Now, unfortunately, it's going to come down to a point where Flap needs to get that first item, Thunderbelt, down as soon as possible and make an impact in one of these two next turtle fights.
Yeah, it's going to be hard because Lutpi is breathing down his neck. Look, he has to struggle to kick him out of his side of the map.
Stay back!
Get out of here! I need my farm. And there it is. It's coming underneath the turret. We're looking at the mini-map, folks. In mid, I'd say Ogwood and Few are playing a little more cautious.
Oh, for sure.
They're afraid of like the repercussions of a wild ejector.
Because here's the problem, right? If you get, as much as you want to threaten Sansa's position, you don't know if Keyboy is going to show up or worse yet, Kyrie.
Exactly.
And if Kyrie picks up that kill and continues to snowball off of that, it's so much worse compared to giving the kill over to Sans.
That's right. Might end up with another lightning round, the same way that first game in the series lasted just 13 minutes. All right, second turtle spawning. Upper quarter, still a better position for Falcons for sure now. You do have Kyle TZ grabbing his buff and then propping up. And
oh, no!
For the implosion. Does commit the flicker as well. Major L for Team Falcons approaching this major objective.
Oh, no. That's just pain. And Severo's going to get a double wave on top of that. It's, well, they might recover here.
Quick knockup, Keyboy goes down, and the ultimate on Sans, no one home. Few goes down, Savero gets a kill 1-for-1. So far, so good here. Onic Esports making the most of that fumble. Team Falcons are not so sure if they want to take this.
I don't know. It's actually looking kind of good here. I mean, they've kind of... Onic has dissipated. They've given up on this turtle. They're like, whatever, we don't need that anymore. Ogwen, despite making the initial mistake, kind of made up for it. But
oh, yeah. For sure. Savero goes down. Oh, eating a face full of fists and lead. You were saying?
Yeah, I don't think he was expecting Badang to be in that position, hoping that he would go back into the lane after Luffy went for the initial fake. They will be able to take this turtle as Kyrie is halfway across the world, won't be able to catch up in time, and no way to slow it down.
Oh! That's the fist crack coming in. Taking down Lutpi. All right, interesting. Onic Esports grabbing nothing on the map, trading out for that turtle, and now Team Falcons collapsing onto this orange buff.
So far, so good. Okay.
The flicker ejector by Keyboy. No one home. Quick knock up. Down goes the robot and the little girl inside him.
I hope teams remember that they can call a pause if they're lagging. Like, what is happening?
Both sides. Both
sides. I mean, it has occurred to both sides. Like, it was a little awkward. It's not the smoothest combinations we've seen from either or. Funnily enough, both coming in from the roam position.
Yeah, both of them in that spot. Hot zone. Uh-oh, Savero gets caught out. That's 3 members of Falcon collapsing onto him. Marco gets another. This would be a good time to build a Sky Piercer, which he does have.
Beautiful, beautiful stuff. But he's still going to go with his traditional, what he did in the previous game. He went from Malefic Roar and then goes for the Sky Piercer, all the while holding a Fury Hammer.
And then he's on his way to a Hunter Strike now. Like, Gideon, look at this. I'm still doing it.
I refuse to build tier 2 boots. I'll only do it 4th item. Oh, you're crazy.
There you go. He's number 1 on the net gold worth here, 5,700. Kyrie coming up at 1,000 down. I think this is what Falcon wanted since game 1 anyways. Like, whatever we're seeing now is what they wanted to do in the game prior.
Yep. And they're making it work this time around, and they're making it work well. 2.6k gold lead for the side of Team Falcons. At this point, Onic Esports, it's a little hard to kind of refine that momentum, especially since they've lost a lot of their positions, right? 2 turrets down, mid turrets still available, so at least they have their safe passage, their lighthouse they can always fall back to. But even so, you can see how much coverage over the river Team Falcons actually have.
Yep. Quick crossover by Ogwin using that surge in the river to reposition. Post up, he does have a flicker. And this could be anybody's turtle. I think this is a bigger chance for Falcons now that Ogwin can redeem himself.
I don't know. I feel like good guy Ogwin, he's redeemed it. Oh!
Implosion on the 1. Kyle DZ gets a turtle. Big damage. Big shields. Keeping Falcons well topped up. And now they're going to punch. Knock out Lutpi. Marco gets another.
He pays with interest every time Ogwin finds it. I think they've kind of figured out the recipe. They realize, hey, there's only one person in Onic who can really engage, and Kyrie doesn't have a lead, so it's got to be Keyboy.
And this is the worst position you can be in as a Jawhead, in a reactive defensive position. And now even Kyrie can't get to his buffs, can't get to his camps. Look at that, though. Look at Savero working so hard. He pushed in top lane tier 1.
Oh, it's all looking good for Onic Esports here. Especially after game number 1, we were hoping for so much more. But this time, Team Falcons really let go of the weights. In terms of the item build, we're seeing full tank coming down from Keyboy. He's not doing anything cheeky. He's not even going for Thunderbell at this point. He could build into it if he wanted to. And even so, Kyrie still hasn't gotten that Holy Crystal just yet. Very expensive item.
He's on his way, but will it pay dividends when they get to that point, you know? Because Team Falcons are literally breathing down their neck. Super Marco, he can stand in front of you now with the RGM.
Interesting. Rose Gold purchase coming in from Super Marco as well. Wants to make sure that he can at least survive against Kyrie if it does come down to it. Well, not sure if that's going to be enough, but hopefully that lifeline makes a difference because he does have Flicker just in case.
He can just like use the shield, get the vamp, and then survive.
Man, now
and then go again.
Yeah, and now he finally finishes his T2 boots. After 5th item, T2.
He's doing it for you, man. Something tells me he's like, Gideon.
I don't need the extra movement speed. I'm just that good.
All right, about 5 bags up. Falcons are 7-2. Onic Esports haven't crossed the river in like a minute now.
They haven't. I mean, there's no point to do so, right? It's difficult, especially when your side lanes haven't been able to get as much pressure as they want to. And not to mention, Keyboy has just been eating it. Just eating fists, eating shields every single time.
Eating Tigreal's shield even.
Oh.
And Few is in a much better place because he has a hard stopper in Ogwin, someone to actually peel. And all this while we were talking, Team Falcon scores a major objective. Quick take on the Lord.
Yeah, I think it's going to get even rougher for Onic Esports because I don't even think their high ground is that great as well. They needed that initial snowball to get rolling. After the first 3 turtles, they should be able to kind of cash out on the very first Lord. But since they completely missed that timing, I think that Team Falcons will now take full control over the game. Oh, man. Blade of Despair already finished for Kyle Teasy. He's a level ahead of Kyrie as well. Yeah, this is not going to stop.
Yeah, what's making it more of a difficulty for the late game defense for Onic is their damage profile. Even if you have a hard stopper in the Aurora, who's going to wipe those waves out? The Aurora deals only so much damage into a wave. Kyrie kicked out of that bush by Flap TZ. This is inevitable. Whatever happens is once Team Falcons gets into their base, Onic Esports have to pray for a miracle.
Yeah, Kyrie might be able to buy a little bit of time in one of the side lanes, which he will try to do as the majority of Team Falcons will lean into where the Lord is going to be pushing. Even so, this whole time, very efficient movements coming up from Team Falcons, right? They only need 4 of them. Oh!
Implosion onto 2 and the knockup and the collapse. EG into all of them. Down goes Lutfi. Ogwim, though, does pay the price. 1-for-1 so far the trade. Keyboy follows through. The frontliners have fallen. Onic Esports suffers a loss in mid. Suffers a loss next in bottom. Those are massive waves falling through.
Oh, disgusting. And they want to keep going forward. It's fly. Oh, finds the Super Marco is able to take Severo down as Kyrie takes out Super Marco. But without the rest of his team, this crystal will fall and Team Falcons take to equalize the game.
We're going all